Tom Hanks in Philadelphia, Jared Leto in Dallas Buyers Club, roles that challenge sexual prejudice. You can add now to that very, very impressive list Eddie Redmayne in The Danish Girl. Hi, welcome to Silver Screen News with one half of the Silver Screen Dudes. I'm Nico Luro and I'm here to bring you a review of Eddie Redmayne and Alicia Vikander Oscar bait movie, The Danish Girl. So The Danish Girl is the movie adaptation of the loosely based on reality fictitious work that focuses on the very brave first transgender operation of Lily Erber. It actually starts off pre-op, as you would expect, with Eddie Redmayne's character, Ina Wegener, and his wife Alicia Vikander. It's set in Copenhagen. Ina is a very celebrated impressionist artist, whereas his wife, who is also an artist, is struggling. Now, what I was worried about in this movie is that it was going to feel quite forced, his transformation into the decision to become transgender, and at the beginning it did feel that way. It starts basically with him doing his wife a favor. He puts on some stockings and some shoes because the wife is in the middle of a piece of art which he hasn't quite finished, and then there's these little subtle camera touches where he's admiring the drapes and he's admiring the clothing he's wearing. That felt quite forced. And then there's following directly on from that, you've got a scene with them about to have intercourse and he's wearing women's garments underneath. And then what happens is that they decide to play a little joke on the art community of Copenhagen at a huge art gathering. And that's the first time he actually dresses up as a woman. And at the art gathering, things don't go the way he quite planned. And again, up until this point, you're still wondering, this feels really forced. But then that's when the story actually starts to get interesting. Without actually showing anything through flashbacks, it actually through dialogue, which isn't necessarily my favorite way of going about showing something. It's done more through speech than through the visual medium. But through dialogue, you find out that he's always had this little insecurity and lack of knowing who he Ina's not really knowing who he is inside of him, and he starts this homosexual relationship while dressed as his seemingly schizophrenic counterpart Lily. Now I say seemingly because it seems that he's schizophrenic. That's actually something that the movie plays with. For people who don't know Lily Erber's story, guilty as charged right here, it actually plays on your ignorance, or shall I say lack of knowledge, because the marriage starts to break down. You start to wonder, okay, is he schizophrenic? Is he homosexual? What's going on with this guy? What's wrong or what's not wrong? But what is it that he's afflicted with? What is this insurity of himself that he has? And then it actually turns out that he feels like a woman inside. And long story short, they find a doctor who's willing to do the operation for him, and he becomes a woman. That's not the ending. I'm not gonna tell you how it ends, obviously, spoiler free, but it doesn't end the way you would think. Alicia Vikander gives an Oscar-worthy performance in this. Ex Machina was no mistake. She's the real deal. Eddie Redmayne, I'm sure he's going to be nominated simply because, I mean, you have to commend him for the bravery of this role. The transformation is very seamless, and that's a lot down to the way he embodies the role of becoming a woman, both through makeup, through his physical mannerisms, and through obviously his clothing. It's a very brave role that he took on. There's quite a bit of nudity, some of it full frontal, and any actor to go through that, especially in a role such as this, deserves applause. This movie's definitely going to get some Oscar attention. The cinematography, you can clearly tell that the director Tom Hooper has been very clearly inspired by Stanley Kubrick. Lots of long tracking shots, lots of focus on the surroundings around them that makes that part of the movie itself. The environment, as reflected through the art of the two characters, is very much part of their life. As much as I actually enjoyed this movie, it gets a thumbs up for me. No movie is perfect, and you'll very rarely see me give a 10 out of 10. There was a few things that felt quite forced. 3 in particular. Eddie Redmayne's character, while very brave in the role and in the delivery of the role, and the way he evolved in the role, I have to say honestly, he did a lot of whisper acting, I can't quite take it, which I didn't like. It really made me jump back to Jupiter Ascending when he talked like this. It wasn't quite that level, and he also had the same facial expression throughout the whole movie. The moments when it really mattered, you know, the tears and the emotion really came through because he is an A-class actor, but I think he didn't quite bring his A game to this role. There was a little bit too much same in each scene. There was a bit of a lack of continuity. For example, where he's being treated for his operation, it looks like a very expensive hospital, and 20 minutes prior to that scene, we're being told we don't have money. He's just gone and bought a new dress, and we're told we don't have money. So how is that happening? And then there's their friend Axel, his childhood friend, who plays an integral part into actually him opening up with himself and with everyone around him that he wishes to be a woman. Axel, though, plays an integral part. There's an attempted love triangle between Alicia Vikander's character, Eddy Redmayne's character, and Axel, and for me it falls flat on its face. Pre-op, Alicia Vikander's a bit, you know, should I stay with him, shouldn't I stay with him, I feel my marriage falling apart, and she runs off and kisses him. Now this guy is supposedly Ina's best friend, and yet he goes kissing his wife when she's still married. That made me think, really? And then in the next scene, just when he's going to get the operation done, oh, he's there to support him at the train station. I get what you're going for, but you didn't quite get it. Guys, all in all, I will say The Danish Girl is very, very good. I would give it a 7 out of 10 for the performances, for the subject matter, for the cinematography, which was beautiful, and despite its faults, it's a solid movie. I can understand exactly why the Academy are going to be paying attention to this and checking it out. So what did you guys think? Have you seen The Danish Girl? What do you guys think of Alicia Vikander? Have you seen her in Ex Machina? What did you think of that? How about Eddy Redmayne? Do you guys think he's the real deal? Do you think he's going to win 2 Oscars back to back? Last year for The Theory of Everything and this year for The Danish Girl? Please, as always, comment below and let the Silver Screen Dudes know your thoughts. Please make sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram. And be sure to like this video too and click that subscribe button. It only takes 2 seconds. And that is all for our review for The Danish Girl. From me, Nico Leroux. See ya.